So why did we see such a big drop right when the market opened? What's going on, team? It's Ricky with TechBit Solutions here just to provide you with a super quick market update on why we're seeing so much selling pressure. So if you look at this right when the market opened, we saw aggressive selling pressure, and it wasn't even just then when it started. Some of it happened pre-market, but what was released 1 hour before the market opened, right at 8:30 a.m. Eastern time? Very, very simple. We talked about it yesterday. If you're part of my LPP team, you would have been aware that the PPI report was released today. PPI is the producer price index report. It's like the CPI, but on the producing side of things. And it came in hotter than what is expected. We had an expectation of a 0.1% increase, and overall PPI came in at 0.3%. Core PPI, 0.1% increase was the expectation. We came in at a 0.5% increase. So what this is supporting is, just like what the CPI showed us, is that inflation is still sticky. The reason that PPI and CPI are different is CPI is on the consumer side of things. PPI focuses on the production side. So the reason that production is important is that normally inflation, if it's shown on the producing side of things, then it gets passed down to the consumer. So some people view the PPI report to be somewhat of a forecast for what's to come for the CPI. So because it's showing that it's hotter and higher than what is expected, again, you can't be surprised that as the markets were consistently making higher highs and higher lows and are trading at all-time highs, that they finally correct themselves a little bit due to that economic report not necessarily being the best. There are also a few other economic reports that were released, such as the housing start and building permits coming in a little bit lower than what is expected. But overall, the most important one was definitely PPI and core PPI, which is simply inflation on the producing side of things. Now we're beginning to see some signs of consolidation. But again, you also have to take into consideration that we're going into a 3-day weekend. The stock market is going to be closed this upcoming Monday in observance to President's Day. Unfortunate, I know that means you're going to have to go 3 days now by needing to wait for the market to open. But the one thing that I really want to kind of remind you is my little tip for you today, I often sometimes jump into buying the dip on a reversal too early. And if you're anything like me, slowing down is beneficial. And the way that I like to slow down, and again, it's just my 2 cents, on the 5-minute time frame, things are much more clear. How many times have you entered a position sometimes on the 1-minute time frame thinking because it broke above EMA that it was the right time to enter, but then it gets faked out and then it sells off once again? That's the last thing that you want to do, especially going into a 3-day weekend. So again, by looking at the 5-minute, you give yourself a little bit more time to wait for true direction. And instead of over trading, you focus on quality trades, right? Quality over quantity. At least that's the focus that we tried to have with the LPP team. With that being said, as the NASDAQ market continues to sell off, most likely the rest of big tech will follow. So if you see a lot of that selling pressure and you're not someone that personally likes to short a stock, then maybe saving your day trades for next week is going to be in your best interest. Remember, you don't necessarily need to trade every single day, especially when your criteria is not being met. So focus on that quality. Other than that, I also do want to remind you that Prize Week has officially started for our Corvette C8 giveaway. That means every order placed today will get a prize, and these prizes are anything from these game consoles to $1 to $100 cash in every order. So again, every order placed today. That means that you can place 1 order or you can place 5, but every order gets one of those prizes or at least gets money in that order. So if you haven't already entered our Corvette C8 giveaway, this is people's favorite time to enter. So it's the 4th link in the description down below, or head on over to shoptechbuds.com. You can select your favorite items from, again, different apparel. We even have Wall Street apparel, the Elon Musk Go F Yourself. This gets you automatically entered 5x entries for a chance to win that Corvette, but you also get one of these prizes. And again, we're going to be announcing one of the big prizes every single day on our TechBuds Apparel Instagram account at 1 p.m. Mountain Standard Time. So again, if you want to see if not only you want some cash, but maybe one of the big prizes, head on over to shoptechbuds.com, select your favorite prizes, select your favorite items, and get entered for a chance to win. Other than that, again, feel free to send me a direct message with any questions you might have. Just wanted to make sure that I properly updated you on the overall market and why we were seeing so much selling pressure. And then one little tip for beginners to slow down, especially if you often find yourself over trading. I see it to be useful for me to look at those larger time frames, the 5-minute, the 10-minute, the 15-minute, to not overtrade as often. Feel free to share your best tips for some of the beginners that are watching as well. And I hope to see you for our live trading session on Tuesday. And that's going to be the second link in the description down below if you want 50% off right now. Like always, let's make sure that we end the year on a green note. Take care, team.